Sugar Ray Robinson is widely regarded as the pound-for-pound greatest boxer of all time.
I say I'm the greatest heavyweight of all time, but pound for pound, I still say Sugar Ray Robinson was the greatest of all time.
When he won the world middleweight title 5 times.
Greatest fighter, pound for pound, who ever lived.
That man was beautiful. Timing, speed, reflexes, rhythms, body, everything was beautiful.
The guy had over 200 fights.
109 of these by knockout.
My name is Sugar Ray Robinson. It wasn't always Sugar Ray Robinson. I was born Walker Smith.
Born on May 3rd, 1921, in Ely, Georgia, Walker Smith Jr., who would later take the name Sugar Ray Robinson, grew up in Harlem, New York. Raised in a poor, working-class neighborhood, Robinson's early life was a struggle. His parents, hoping for a better future for their son, moved out to New York when he was young. But it wasn't long before Robinson found an outlet for his energy and his escape from the harsh realities of life: boxing. At just 12 years old, Robinson was already showing the world his raw potential when he joined a local boxing gym in Harlem. But it wasn't an easy start. Without any formal training, he initially had a rough time, but he didn't allow that to deter him. Soon his natural athleticism, lightning-fast reflexes, and relentless determination began to shine. By the age of 19, Robinson had already amassed a strong amateur record. He started as a welterweight, and it was during these early years that he first earned the nickname Sugar Ray, thanks to his smooth, polished boxing style, reminiscent of a dancer. And little did the world know, this teenager was on the verge of becoming one of the most feared fighters of all time.
Peak where he can knock you out with one punch
at the age of 19,
with either hand.
Robinson turned professional, and it didn't take long for him to make a mark. His quick head movement and combination of devastating power and graceful technique made him stand out in the welterweight division. His early opponents had no idea what was coming. Robinson quickly racked up win after win, demonstrating an ability to outbox and outclass opponents in ways few have ever seen before. By 1946, Robinson had achieved what few had dared to dream. He became the world welterweight champion, and his reign would be legendary. But what truly set Robinson apart wasn't just his winning streak. He brought an entirely new dimension to boxing. His style was considered perfect by many, which is a unique blend of speed, footwork, intelligence, and power. He wasn't just a puncher, he was an artist in the ring, creating angles, opening up opponents in ways that left them bewildered. He was often referred to as the best pound-for-pound fighter the world has ever seen. And it wasn't just hype, it was a fact. As Robinson's fame grew, so did the competition. He moved up to the middleweight division, and it was here that he held true dominance.
At last, 5 days before Christmas 1946, Sugar Ray Robinson was welterweight champion of the world.
June 1947, Robinson signs to fight California's Jimmy Doyle in the first defense of his welterweight crown.
Hit him a left hook, and he died right there in the ring.
But when asked by journalists whether he had intended to hurt him, Robinson said, "It's my job to hurt him."
He just did it for the money. So they get you out of the situation that you're in, stop your mother from working.
And I've never enjoyed boxing. It's just a business with me, and
It's all over. Sugar Ray Robinson scores a devastating second-round knockout. It's November 27th, 1950. Sugar Ray Robinson takes on Gene Stock in Paris, France. Dynamite punches by Sugar Ray Robinson.
And just look at the speed of those blows.
Stock in desperate trouble here in round two. goes down. 5, 6, 7, 8. Stockton is on his feet once again as Ray moves in. A sensational combination of punches. Stock goes down for the third time. The referee picks up the count, but the towel is thrown in.
In the ring, he had speed, finesse, one-punch knockout power, and a ring IQ that was off the charts.
It's December 9th, 1950. Ray Robinson takes on tough Luke Van Dam in Brussels. Ray Robinson all over Luke Van Dam, and Van Dam goes down from a beautiful combination. Van Dam is holding his stomach. He's helped to the corner at the bell. Ray with 3 lightning left hooks. And Van Dam goes down again. The referee counting over Luke Van Dam. It's all over.
Sugar Ray Robinson.
It's December 25th, 1950. Welterweight champion Ray Robinson takes on German middleweight Hans Stretz in Frankfurt. Another sharp left by Ray Robinson. A right-hand bomb and Stretz goes down. Hans Stretz trying to get to his feet.
Sugar Ray Robinson might be the greatest fighter of all time. A lot of people feel he is.
The referee screaming out the count. That's it. It's all over. Sugar Ray Robinson scores a 5th-round knockout victory over German middleweight Hans Stretz in Frankfurt.
Sugar Ray held the world championship welterweight since 1946, and he ran out of challengers. He just returned from a triumphant European tour, putting his title on the line 6 times in less than 2 months.
Robinson, early in his career, was so good that he was running out of welterweight challenges, and in order to get opponents, he would go into the next division.
The middleweight champ of the world, one of the ring's toughest competitors, the Bronx Bull, Jake LaMotta.
Robinson's famous rivalries, particularly with fighters like Jake LaMotta, helped solidify his legacy. Their fights were legendary, not just for the violence, but for the sheer determination and willpower that they showcased. Their 6-fight series would go down in history, but it was their second fight, which is now known as the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, that sealed their place in boxing lore forever. Robinson defeated LaMotta in a brutal 13-round battle, showing not just technical brilliance, but also incredible heart and stamina. Robinson would go on to win the middleweight title in 1951, cementing his status as the best in the world.
The final fight was filmed, the St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
The best remembered fight from their series of legendary slugfests is the last one, the St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
And a fight that Ring Magazine places in the top 5 classics in boxing history.
Boxing Club proudly presents 15 rounds of boxing for the World Middleweight Boxing Championship. Sugar Ray Robinson. The World Middleweight Boxing Champion Jake LaMotta.
Well, here it is. The bout the whole world's been waiting for, brought to you tonight by Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer from the Chicago Stadium. The present middleweight champion of the world, Jake LaMotta. The present welterweight champion of the world, Sugar Ray Robinson. The challenger for...
They called it the St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
LaMotta's nose and right eye shows red around the skin from punching. Robinson set him up with those body blows, damaged his nose. He has LaMotta on Clear Street, holding on. Row after row after row. From the ring, the crowd is standing and cheering. LaMotta's left eye is closing gradually. LaMotta at this moment, a tired battler, a chopping block. Robinson trying to KO it. The fight is going to be stopped on the signal from the chairman of the Illinois Athletic Commission, Joe Schreiner, to Frankie Sikora. The fight was stopped in the 13th round with our scorecard.
And the new world middleweight boxing champion, Sugar Ray Robinson.
Now excuse me while I get in the ring.
This fight, because it was seen by a lot of people, showed that boxing could have beauty to it.
I guess God gifted me with a hard head because I really couldn't fear punches.
Ray won the middleweight championship of the world in February 1951, 14 years ago, when he KO'd the tough Jake LaMotta in the 13th round.
So Sugar Ray Robinson had 40 fights, right? 40-0. And then he lost one fight, right? And after he lost that one fight, he went 80 fights undefeated. So the record was like 174-1.
Right.
He's a monster. There's some monsters in the past, you know. They put people like me in check. They put our egos in check.
It's June 16th, 1951. Newly crowned middleweight champion of the world, Sugar Ray Robinson, takes on Gene Wolzak in Liege. Ray gets in with a lightning left hook, and Wolzak goes down. Wolzak listening to the count.
Wolzak is a demon for punishment. Now Robinson is fairly going all out.
Boom, perfect timing.
And Wolzak goes down for the second time. It's all over. Sugar Ray Robinson scores a convincing 6th-round knockout over French middleweight Gene Wolzak.
Wonderful time of life for all of us. Dad had all his businesses here. He had a real estate business, a barbershop.
Championship bout for the middleweight title. Ray Robinson against Randy Turpin. Here's Robinson getting into the ring. The Polo Grounds is packed. 61,000 people. Joe DiMaggio and Marlena Dietrich. Joe Louis, Eddie Cantor, Eddie Egan, Generals MacArthur, Lowell Thomas. Every newspaper in the country is here. Robinson's best bet is to box this guy and look for spots.
In a huddle, his head collided with Robinson's, and the champion started to bleed.
The referee walked over to Ray's corner at the end of the 9th round and said to Ray, your cut is very bad. I'm going to stop the fight. Ray said, give me another round. He said, I'll give you one more round.
Turpin's hurt bad.
Ray started to throw punches from all angles and caught up to Turpin and knocked him out in the 10th round.
This is murder. What's keeping Turpin up? He's getting hit more than he has in his whole career. There, that's right. I would have stopped this myself. Turpin doesn't know where he is.
The winner and the new middleweight champion of the world, Sugar Ray Robinson.
Give me one.
Give Daddy 3 kids.
You gonna help?
When Ray was victorious, as often as he was, there would be an impromptu gathering of folks.
For him to be a champion, and it was important for him to be liked.
Robinson-Graziano fight was one that was in the making for about 7 years. Although both fought out of New York, their careers up to now ran parallel, but they never crossed. Both had won and lost the middleweight title. Sugar Ray regained it from Randy Turpin just 7 months before this fight on September 12, 1951 to be exact.
The International Boxing Club has finally put together the match that the American public has been seeing through its crystal ball for many years. A so-called dream match between the challenger and former middleweight champion of the world, Rocky Graziano, and the current middleweight champion of the world, Sugar Ray Robinson. Graziano is 29 years old, and Ray Robinson is 32.
You know, he could do it all.
The way he does it, the technique he uses, how he gets it across, the power, the result, how dynamic, how explosive, how legendary sometimes.
Graziano scores the first knockdown of the fight with about a minute to go in the round. Robinson backing towards the ropes. Graziano coming at him again. Shooting out that left hand, it's wide of the mark. Touching out with a left that's also short. Graziano bobbing, weaving, coming in on Robinson, forcing the action. This is Rocky's mouthpiece, and he's down. Rocky is counted out, and Ray Robinson is the winner. Rocky still wants to fight, but referee Tommy Gilmore won't let him.
A crowd of 23,785, which never sat in its expensive seats, witnessing one of the finest exchanges for the middleweight championship of the world. paying over $252,000. Graziano walking dejectedly to his corner.
A great fighter is somebody that always come back from the brink of destruction and having over 202 fights. At least 80 or 90 of those fights, he's at the brink of destruction, almost losing and coming back to win. I mean, that shows the character.
The 1952 light heavyweight championship fight between champion Joey Maxim and the great Sugar Ray Robinson.
Robinson challenged Joey Maxim for the light heavyweight title. He had already won the welterweight championship and the middleweight championship.
You see how he wobbles, that they've almost turned to jelly. None of that fine skill that he usually has. Now look at him. They help poor Sugar Ray back to his corner, 104 degrees, and it's all over. The bell is rung, and Joe Maxim still is the light heavyweight, the 175-pound champion of the world.
Just 2 rounds, just 6 minutes away from joining the ring's charmed circle of Triple Crown winners, Robinson was stopped for the first time in his career. This was to be his last fight. The triumphant exit of one of the greatest scientific fighters the ring has ever produced. He retired, middleweight champion of the world, immediately after the big fight.
I've gone into show business because dancing is something I've always loved.
The feet that danced their way to world titles in the boxing ring now aim to tread a very different measure. It's easy to see the attractions of the footlights for Sugar Ray, but has he really finished fighting?
A lot of my fans are wondering in regards to my intentions of boxing again. As yet, I have not made up my mind.
He was sloppy and neglectful about his own fortune that he amassed. He let his businesses run down. He got in trouble with the IRS over taxes. The collapse of his financial empire is what forced his compelling comeback.
That he's broke, desperately in need of finances. Well, that's somewhat true. I need a buck as well as anyone else, I guess.
Defending champion was Carl Bobo Olsen.
The best fought the best, and you had a lot of the best.
World middleweight champion Carl Bobo Olsen is challenged by Sugar Ray Robinson. Chicago, 9th of December, 1955.
Down he goes. Bobo is down, flat on his back. Trying to get up. Still trying to get up near the count of 10. He didn't make it. It's all over.
Robinson is the middleweight champion of the world. Winner by a knockout in 2 minutes and 51 seconds of the second round.
Greatest fighter, pound for pound, the ring has ever known. Sugar Ray Robinson.
So here we are outdoors in Los Angeles. Last time out, Robinson knocked Olsen out in 2 rounds. This time, Olsen promises to do better. Olsen's down on his back again, very much like in the last fight. It's all over. Robinson's the winner.
Pound for pound. When they say Sugar Ray Robinson was the greatest fighter pound for pound, meaning that I imagine if he was a heavyweight fighting the same style, he'd be the greatest. I would have to admit, I would have to say yes.
Watching Ali fight, you saw someone aspiring to be Ray Robinson. He was the heavyweight Sugar Ray Robinson.
That man was beautiful. Timing, speed, reflexes, rhythm, his body, everything was beautiful.
Robinson defended against Gene Fullmer. Very strong, powerful man. Robinson lost the 15-round decision. And again, the sports obituaries were written.
Winner by unanimous decision and the new middleweight champion of the world, Gene Fullmer.
Sugar Ray Robinson was the challenger once more. At his training center at Pompton Lakes, he planned his revenge.
One thing about Sugar Ray Robinson, you didn't want to be the guy who beat him and is fighting him in the rematch. Because if you were lucky enough, but very few people beat him, but if you were fortunate enough, good enough to beat him, well, in the rematch, you usually got knocked out. Because he fixed what went wrong. Yeah. One of the signs of a great one.
6 months later, challenger and champ square up once again. It's Robinson's 148th professional fight. He's 36 years old. Fullmer, the champ, is 11 years younger.
Gene Fullmer was a tremendous middleweight champion. Here's Sugar Ray Robinson, who was really a welterweight.
Former world's welterweight and middleweight champion, Sugar Ray Robinson. The middleweight champion of the world, Gene Fullmer.
And Fullmer, this strong, bull guy who was underrated as a fighter, too.
Screen to the left, and Sugar Ray Robinson. Fourth round of scheduled 15, and Sugar Ray gets home a good right-hand shot to the jaw of Fullmer. This may have been what Robinson was waiting for.
As he steps to his right, he times a left hook.
New world's middleweight champion, Sugar Ray Robinson.
At 37, he was on top of the world, middleweight champion once again.
Did you happen to catch the welterweight title fight the other night, Ray?
I'm awfully sorry to say I didn't. I'm just not a fight fan.
Welterweight champion Basilio, like Robinson before him, now has his sights on the middleweight crown.
The winner and new middleweight champion of the world, Carmen Basilio.
He felt he defeated Basilio, and there were many people who agreed with him. So, of course, a rematch was in order to settle the issue.
Nearly 40,000 fans in Yankee Stadium and all eyes on the ring as announcer Johnny Addy introduces the two contestants.
By round 3, the pace is fast as ever, and the fight is even Steven. Sugar Ray trying to drive those hard jabs to the body and face. Carmen Basilio having trouble with his left eye.
In spectacular victories, Ray defeated the greatest fighters of his era, Randy Turpin, Carl Bobo Olsen, Gene Fullmer, and Carmen Basilio.
Just look at that bulging left eye of Carmen Basilio's. By now he's really in trouble. Watch for the terrific close-ups of that all-important eye.
He was the best fighter I ever saw. And I've been looking at fighters for 55 years.
The winner and the new world's middleweight champion, Sugar Ray Robinson.
A fighter who was first to be called pound for pound the greatest fighter ever.
He could box, he could slug, he could defend himself. I guess he had a panache. You know, he could do it all.
Some hard uppercuts and a chopping right. Well, Basting tries to rise, but he tumbles backwards, and the referee completes the 10 count. Sugar Ray Robinson has his hand raised for the 170th time in his great career. Only 8 months after this fight, Robinson hung up his gloves to the plaudits of fight fans everywhere.
Just 3 weeks later, a farewell tribute is given in Ray's honor at Madison Square Garden. In 201 professional fights, he has won 184, 109 of these by knockout. A magnificent record.
The greatest pound-for-pound fighter of all time.
Pound for pound, he was the best fighter of all time.
Pound for pound, the best boxer ever to enter the ring.
Greatest fighter, pound for pound, who ever lived. Sugar Ray Robinson is safely ensconced in that position.
And one of the all-time greats, Sugar Ray Robinson, the original Sugar Ray, died of Alzheimer's disease and diabetes this morning in California. He was 67 years old.
Whenever he fought, the world had a way of standing still. The center of the ring belonged to him.
There was once a boxer who danced in the ring.
He fought for a quarter of a century, winning the welterweight title and the middleweight crown 5 different times.
I think pound for pound, he was the greatest of everyone except in the ring.
The guy had over 200 fights. He fought for 25 years.
Ultimately, Sugar Ray Robinson's career and life embody everything that boxing is all about. The thrill of the fight, the grace of the sport, and the perseverance to overcome any challenge. From his rise as a young prodigy in Harlem to his reign as one of the greatest middleweights of all time, Robinson's legacy continues to inspire both fans and fighters alike. He wasn't just the best of his time, he was timeless. Thank you for joining me in exploring the incredible life and career of Sugar Ray Robinson, the pound for pound greatest boxer of all time.